Merfolk! So today I actually decided to do my makeup and film it. Isn't it marvelous? It's been a while. This was kind of an out of the blue decision, and my workstation, I sound so professional, my workstation is a complete mess. Most of my brushes are dirty, but I don't know, let's just do this. As per usual, I am not sure what I'll be doing today, but I will definitely be doing something. I'm just going to start off by doing my skin. I am first going to apply a little bit of my Clara Instant Concealer. So I just pop the tiniest amount on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a little bit of this just under my eyes. This one is a little bit darker and slightly peachier than my skin tone. So it's going to color correct my under eyes slightly. And for the rest of my face, I'm actually going to mix a couple of products. I'm going to use the Innisfree Mineral Cover Fit Concealer in the shade 2. This is also actually one of my favorite concealers ever, but I wanted to buy all of the shades just to keep in my kit, and I can't find it anywhere anymore. I don't know why. I hope it's not being discontinued because I really like this one. And I'm going to mix it in and cut the coverage a little bit with the Linda Hallberg Infinity Glass. This is my new favorite product in the whole wide world. This is actually a gloss, and it's a great gloss for editorial makeup because it really keeps its shape. But you can actually use it as a primer to mix in with your foundations, and it works really great as a highlighter too because it's not sticky at all. So it gives you that really beautiful glossy shine, but it doesn't stick. I know it sounds kind of weird, you'd have to try it for yourself to really know, but it's the perfect gloss. I highly recommend this product if you're into glossy anything. So I'm going to mix about equal amounts of each product and a very small amount of both, and I'm probably not going to use everything that's on the back of my hand. I have been into super light coverage, so I'm just really mixing it in on the back of my hand and applying it with my finger. Just tapping it on where I want the coverage and making sure that it's a very light layer. I actually don't usually get it on my nose, but I don't know, filming makes me want to put makeup all over my face. So I'm just taking my Zoeva face shape brush, 110 face shape brush, and I'm kind of removing it from my nose. And I'm just going to bounce it and tap all of that product in. Well, yes, there's still quite a lot of product on the back of my hand. That was kind of wasteful, but you get the idea. And you can see how beautiful and glowy my skin is. This product is amazing. If I use it on its own on my cheeks, it's gorgeous. I'm not sure if I want to do that today, so we're just going to leave that decision for later. I'm now going to powder slightly down the center of my face. I'm going to use my MAC Select Sheer in NC15. I actually want to buy a new powder. I'm looking for a compact powder with buildable coverage that's not matte. Like, I wanted to set my makeup, but I wanted to have a little bit of a sheen. And I was going to buy the MAC Next to Nothing powder, but apparently they discontinued it, so I can't find it anywhere at the moment. And I'm really sad because that's one of the products that I've been wanting to try for a few years. It's relatively new, so I wasn't expecting them to phase it out so quickly. So if you have any recommendations, I know that everyone is going to tell me to try the Charlotte Tilbury powder, but that one is super expensive and I'm not sure if I am ready to make that commitment. I barely wear powder, so I don't know. So I'm just taking a small amount down the center of my face. Of course, I could repurchase this one. I like this powder, but I don't love it. I want something that makes me excited. I'm using it to set down my brow bone because I like this area to be fairly dry when I go in with my brow product. As per usual, I will be using my Nabla Brow Pot in Uranus. I have been actually mixing it in with my Inglot Duraline. I find that it helps make the product a little bit thinner, which helps me get the lines very, very thin and hair-like. But most of all, and this is the big selling point here for me, is that it makes this last a lot longer. This is already very long lasting. It's the most long lasting brow pomade sort of product that I have tried. But because I barely have any brows and them being very long lasting is obviously a priority for me, anything that can make this even more long lasting, I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, I have to go through all of these extra steps just to get perfect eyebrows all day long. That is my makeup priority, always. I'm always going back and forth with soap. Sometimes I really like using soap on my brows and sometimes I don't, and I'm going through a phase where I don't like using soap. I don't know why. So I just trim the hairs a little bit because even though I don't have a lot of hairs, they're quite long. And that just helps keep them in place a little bit better. I've been considering shaving my brows yet again. I have just been waiting for the right time because I don't want it to go to waste. For those that do not know, I'm using a Zoeva wing liner brush. This is my favorite eyebrow brush. So I had to go off camera to finish my eyebrows because they were not cooperating. I do this every day and still I get these odd days where they just suck and I have to do them again and again until I get them kind of right. So this was one of those days, unfortunately, but they're done now and I'm not going to mess with them anymore. Because I'm extra, I'm going to use a different concealer to prime my eye. That is because my eyelids have been super dry. I have been overworking them by doing makeup looks for Instagram over and over again. I have been posting every day for 2 months, probably, I'm not sure. Before that, I was posting almost every day as well. So, and there are days where I do about 3 looks, maybe more, depending on whether I am liking the looks that I'm creating or not. I know, and I knew that that wasn't healthy, but I did it anyway. So I have to keep my eyelids very moisturized. I always have some sort of heavy cream on my lids. And when I'm wearing makeup, I have to use a very moisturizing base. So what I am using now is the RMS Uncover Up Concealer. This has a lot of butters and coconut oil. So I just take a small amount and get that all over my lid. I don't use too much, otherwise it's going to break down my makeup. I just use enough so that my skin has a little bit of a natural slip to it. I have been spending as much time as I can without any eye makeup on, but not doing makeup is not an option, obviously. I have become quite addicted to the creative process and I don't want to stop. But you can definitely see where it's dry because the concealer grabs onto that area there. It sucks. It hurts a little bit sometimes too. It gets red and it hurts. Those are the days where I don't do any makeup at all. So now I'm going to use a Linda Hallberg Mood Crayon in Anger Mood. This is a red. And these are matte, colorful eye pencils that are smudgeable until they set and then they don't move anymore. And I'm using a crappy synthetic brush. These are the unicorn brushes. I got these from AliExpress. I believe they're the same. I have a feeling they're the absolute same that are being sold for quite a lot of money from that other brand. Because I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm just trying to create a shape. I bought these pencils in an attempt to substitute my Kiko eyeshadow sticks that I love so much, because my favorites have all been discontinued, and I can't do makeup without some kind of colorful base. And I like them, I just don't like them as much because they're not as emollient as the eyeshadow sticks from Kiko, but I love them as pencils. So I'm just building this up and blending it out until I get to a shape that I like. My reference for what I'm doing is a blue look that I did a few days ago that I posted on Instagram, where I used a lot of different shades of blue, of matte blue. And I wanted to try that again with different eyeshadows. So as you can see, I'm building up the color in certain places and blending others out, just so I can have a little bit more dimension to the eye. When it comes to this sort of eye shape, I have to be careful when I'm doing the other eye, because I have a scar on this side, so my face doesn't lift the same way on both eyes. So when I do this, you can see this side looks totally different from this one. But when I relax, they both kind of look the same. So I'm trying to manipulate this side in a way that I can do this, and it doesn't look that different. And this is just because I am crazy and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, because I don't think most people would really have to worry about this sort of thing. I want to do another cream, but in dark red. I don't have a dark red eye pencil, but I do have a bunch of lip pencils. I'm going to try and use this one from Inglot. This one is one of their chubby lip pencils in the shade I don't know. So I'm going to just try and use this one and see if it works for what I want. Lip pencils don't generally cause a reaction on my eyes, and I have used this one before, so I know that I'm okay. And this is not something that I'm telling you that you should do. You obviously should try and avoid things that aren't eye safe, but if you don't care like me, do whatever you want. Live and let live, you know? Just going on the inner and outer corners and blending it in. I'm gonna go back in with the red eye pencil, and I'm just going to sharpen it just to get a nicer little point. And I'm going to use an assortment of red eyeshadows. I'm going to start by using Sugar Peel Love Plus. I'm going to use this tiny brush. This is a 228 from MAC. I love this brush. I use this brush to make complete eye looks. I know they have changed their brushes into synthetic ones, even though I find it awesome. So I'm not sure if this one is as great as it used to be. This is one of the old natural bristle ones. And I'm making the crease area a bit darker, leaving some gaps in between, just to get a nice, interesting shape going. I'm also using some of it here on the outer corner where I used the bright red. And I'm going to use a dark wine sort of shade. This is going steady by Colourpop. This area here that's a little bit darker is because I used it wet for another look. And I'm just rubbing my brush on a little piece of toilet paper just to get most of that eyeshadow off from the brush, because I'm going to keep using the same brush. And this one I am using to go over top of that lip pencil that we used earlier. And I'm not worrying too much about the edges. I just want to get it to look nice and settled, and I might go back in with that other Sugar Pill Red just to make everything look nicer. I'm going on the lower lash line too. For the center, I'm going to go in with this other Colourpop eyeshadow. This one is in Making Moves. It's one of my least favorite colors in general, but when it comes to eyeshadow, I love it. So this is the general look and feel of what I'm going for. I am now going to mess about with the same colors that I used just to make it look a little bit more perfected off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with a Kiko Kajal Kohl pencil in the shade 104. This is kind of a reddish orange. Sharpen it. And I'm adding a little bit of a highlight just on inner corner like that. And I'm also going to use it inside the waterline. And I'm going to get some mascara on my lashes. I'm using the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic mascara. I haven't been a big fan of lashes recently. I don't like lashes. I wish I could just cut them off. I'm not going to cut them off, obviously, but I don't want them there. So more often than not, I don't apply mascara. I'm exaggerating. Of course, I don't mind having lashes, but I just don't want them to be there a lot of the times, or very soft. I don't want like big bold lashes. I just want them either completely clumpy or just very soft, fluttery, and barely there. I'm not going to apply bottom lash mascara because I think it's going to take away from that kind of sickly look that we have going on underneath. Okay, now that we're done with that, I'm going to reapply a little bit of powder just on the sides of the nose, basically where I don't want any shine. I also like to powder the center of my forehead because I have a little bit of texture on my forehead, and I feel like I know that powder just helps make it less noticeable. And I am going to use my Linda Hallberg Infinity Glass as a highlight on my cheeks. So I'm just taking a small amount on my finger and just tapping it on, and you can see, so gorgeous. Someone should get Samantha Ravndal onto this because I feel like she's going to love this product. And I'm also going to take it in the center of my brows and just on the tip of the nose, just taking it on the Cupid's bow and along the lips and a little bit on the chin, because obviously what everyone wants is to look like they've just been eating fried chicken. I'm kidding, obviously. I just want to make the glow consistent. And I'm just going to put on a little bit of lip balm. This is a tinted lip balm from Burt's Bees. And I'm going to use my favorite lip liner, which has also been discontinued. This is the MAC lip liner in quartz. I'm doing this after lip balm because I want it to look messy and like I haven't put anything on my lips or anything much. I like to just rub it around the edges and then go over top with my finger. I don't use the tip of the pencil, I just lay it flat. And I'm going to kiss my toilet paper. And this is my go-to lip recently. I have not been very much into lips. I'm into bold lips if I'm not wearing anything else on my face, aside from eyebrows and a little concealer and highlight. But yeah. I almost forgot blush, and that is not normal for me. I love blush. You've seen me use this a ton, but I'm going to use it again. This is a liquid blush from the brand A Concept in the shade 03 Kiss Me, and I'm going to do about 3 to 4 dots. This color is super concentrated, so I try to use a small amount every time, and I always end up applying a little bit too much because I'm super heavy-handed with blush. And this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. I kind of messed up this little area here, like when I stretch my eyebrows up, there's this little point over here that it's so annoying. I'm just gonna forget about it because no one walks around like this. I don't walk around like this. I talk to people like this. So just relax. So yay, this is the look for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, as per usual, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There will be a list in the description box with every single product used in this tutorial, as well as links to all of my social media if you'd like to follow me there. Follow me on Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!